you like to learn how to make a base for your terrain like that? Well, today I'm going to show you how. This is just a piece of or a scratch-built Amphileon base I'm working on right now, and I thought I'd show you how to base terrain. One of the ways I do it. Give me a second. Shut this off. Just priming some of the paint out inside. So, excuse me, dog. Today we're going to be basing my old Imperial kits, or making the base. We're not going to be basing them quite yet. But, yeah, so put it down. Tilt you so you can see. Pretty good. That's good. Okay, so we've got our things, and I like to use this stuff right here. This is cork. Basically what it is it's actually bark from a tree that's been cut off, and it's smushed into these large squares, and they cut them to the diameter and all that, or the correct lengths. So basically what we're going to do, we're just going to set our pieces on here like we want them, and you're literally just going to make some imaginary line. You can actually use like a tool to kind of tell you where you want it. Doesn't make that big of an indent at all, but it can kind of scrape it. So I'm actually going to, yeah, so there's that. That didn't. Okay, I'm going to get a pencil actually. Didn't really work like it usually does. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we've got our two buildings. Position them however you want. And basically, that's all we do is just make a base for it. This is a kit I've had forever. This Imperialis kit. I think it was Sanctum Imperialis is what I got. So put those off to the side. Depending on when you're watching this, I have another video that should be going up pretty soon. My new army I've been working on. Probably might be able to see it in the background here. I don't know. Probably not. Yeah, that's what I was priming, part of them. And this stuff is cool because it breaks off, makes it look kind of weird. So, yeah. Usually large oval shape. And for the one I showed you guys, I used an entire one and just broke the edges off because that's really what it needed. So I really don't want to have any flat areas. I'm just going to break this stuff off. So, make sure our buildings fit right. So, move all this stuff off to the side. We might use that later. So now we have that. We got to mark, because I have not done painting, I got to mark where the buildings are so I don't put anything and compromise where they are. But ideally you'd paint them first and then put them on. So I'm just going to make a few, there we go, a few marks just to let me know where everything is. And then I can go back in later and take care of everything else. So there's the basic areas. Put these off to the side. Now we will get to the actual basing part. So you can do a couple things. First, we're going to use some of the cork up. Next, we're going to use some bits. I've got some random Space Marine and Tau bits you can use. What else? Some sandbags we can use. And then that's just really whatever, plastic. And this is stuff you gotta have. It's all-purpose joint compound. It's pretty much just like filler. The only problem that I found with this is that it tends to dry and shrink You gotta be kind of careful what you are doing. It takes a while to mix up also. So basically what I do, grab your pencil and I just spoon some out onto the lid. I don't use particularly too much of it, so basically like wood filler. I think there's stuff like actually called filler you can buy. It's pretty much the same thing. Different variations, you can get different colors. This stuff, I think this is maybe like 10-15 bucks for this big tub, and I barely ever use this. So you can use your fingers or do whatever and just plop these pieces onto the base. Do whatever. What I like to do, I like to build them up and then cover them with like a piece of bit or something like that. So I smush it in there, get some random things, so it doesn't just look like it's a piece, because that's what it really is. Now, you don't want to mess with these. You want to go over them with a sealant. I recommend white glue once they dry. That'll help the stuff from falling off and just give you a lot better result in the end. So yeah, place a few more of these around, because this is a damaged building. You don't want it really perfect ground and everything. That's not what it would be in real life. So put the cap on that. Okay, next, got our bit. I'm just going to use some pliers. Break that off, do whatever. So here we'll put this one kind of like a crash. Let me put my building back on. Kind of gauge where it's going to be. So yeah, our building's pretty well positioned, not touching any of the stuff. Just put it like right there, I can crash through here, so. I'll show you guys this in a second, but a couple of these pieces I'm going to super glue down, but just so you get a basic idea. There's that. Super glue I currently using, where did it go? It's this stuff here. I got it at Walgreens, pack of 6 for like $3, I think it was. Take a little bit of that, dab it on the end of this, and just set it down. Maybe go around part of the outside, part of the front, so it sticks. There's that. Now, take some sawdust. This is just a thing I have, keeping it in there. And you're going to want a mixture of white glue or some kind of bonding agent, and just go over that with that stuff. You can also just use water, like straight out of your thing, like this. Just go over it, take a little bit of sawdust, and get it. Sprinkle it on, and then go over it with white glue after. But because it's not my good black. Because we're going to prime this entire base black, you can go ahead and actually take a little black paint, put it in a couple of areas, and actually brush that around a little bit into random spots, things like that, and then put the sawdust on that, which is pretty much the same thing. Soak into the paint, and then you can texture it after you prime the base. Now, the only thing I would recommend not using